please tell me that the end story of this isn't a gamer / tech bro is responsible for starting the revolution that will change the world. What a comeback story. Clap it. What a comeback story. Gamergate, Pizzagate, all of those gates having to do with the most toxic people on the internet, and then all of a sudden one rises above all of it and becomes the hero we need. What a comeback story. Shout out. How you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I want to please tell you guys, do not fed bait or police bait in the comment section. You know these people are definitely watching us, and they will get, the FBI or somebody will come pay you a visit or knock on your door. Please be responsible in the comment section and understand and say this at the top. You know, I don't advocate for the taking of any life. As a healthcare professional, I'm all about saving lives, but you can't force me to care about the lives that are taken. And that's where this story broaches, right? So we're talking about the suspected, alleged 26-year-old graduate student by the name of Luigi. He has a funny last name, but I just love the fact that his name's Luigi. Did you know that in the Mario games, Luigi's last name is Mario and Mario's name is Luigi? So are they not brothers? Or is it Mario and Luigi Mario? I don't know, but somebody will tell me that in the comment section. But apparently our homeboy Luigi is being tied in connection with this, which kind of puts all of those, he was a sleeper agent, top secret, super planned. Really in life, the most simple and direct answer, there's a word for this, is usually the easiest. Is it Occam's razor? I don't know what it is, but whatever the simplest answer is usually the answer. And when you look at the pieces as they come together here, it becomes quite clear why this suspect might be our person. And I just want to stress how important it is for us to look at this from the angle and perspective of this is something we all can collectively agree upon. Black, white, left, right, political leanings, it doesn't matter. When people are in trouble, when people are sick, when people need help, they should be helped. And this level of empathy, I really arise to, and I really do appreciate. It's just unfortunate it took the life of someone who easily could have been. I've been reading stories about like a bunch of ex-CEOs who have said like, yeah, after their 10 years, they couldn't sleep at night because and I just find that hard to believe because, you know, you have a bed, you're not homeless. I don't see you giving away all your money. And a few of them do it. But it's a little too late to talk about the damage that has been done when the people's lives who have been lost are already gone. Right. There's a strong likelihood Brian Thompson, never trust anybody with two first names, is looking up from hell, screaming because the gasoline draws he went down there with. It doesn't make a difference that he was attacked in this situation. The fact is they played the game and they understand the consequences of it. It's unfortunate that this happened to be one of them. But with all that being said, what if I told you guys Luigi is a tech bro? Not only is Luigi a tech bro, I found his GitHub. He's a gamer. He does mods. And that's the only reason why we're talking about this, because clearly we're not a political channel. But let's dive into it a little bit. Let's give a little bit of context because, once again, we're not a political channel. But he's a tech bro. And I want to look at what his code looks like before he goes to jail, because we know there's a strong likelihood there ain't going to be too many commits after this shit. You feel me? Ain't going to be too much. Luigi was detained after he visited a McDonald's location in Altoona, where other guests noticed his resemblance to an image of the suspected shooter released by the New York Police Department and contacted authorities, according to the New York Times. Let's just stop right here and say, if this was a McDonald's employee or someone in the crowd, this is why crabs in a bucket never make it out. because they don't hold on for I don't get why you would rat this person out. This person, man, crabs in a bucket. That poor people mentality. The people in McDonald's. I hope it's not a person who was making $7.25 an hour, who was out here saying, "I'm going to report this to the police. You look familiar." Like, come on. At least it didn't happen in New York, right? So, but come on. You ratted out this saint? That's crazy. Where images of the suspects were captured were face up without his mask, police later found the suspect's backpack in Central Park, where he fled the following shooting, according to NYPD authorities, and reportedly believe that it's left New York. So let me give you a little bit of context. I've done a little digging. I've done a little bit of research, and me being a person who works in the healthcare industry, I have access to things that most people wouldn't have access to. But by abiding by all rules and regulations, everything I'm going to say is actually out on the internet already. But I can also say that I could confirm that the things that are out there about him in these news organizations, it loans itself to credence. For example, the 26-year-old is by no means is a slouch or anything of that nature, but it's by no stretch of the imagination what he was able to do was not something that you can do. I could do. Anybody who has a cell phone and understands the basic principles of programming. Supposedly the gun he made was a ghost gun because it has no registrations, no serial, no striations that were readily available in their national ATF database. And in addition to that, he's done his research as a person who is well connected to the internet would be expected to do. The fact that he used subsonic bullets, or the fact that he has suppressor, or even shaved down the Penn driver to make a less audible sound is even more important. But I think the most conscientious thing that was being said was how calm he seemed while doing this. And I believe there might be a reason why he seemed so calm and methodical, because he has a mobility issue. He openly admits that he has back problems, a spinal injury, which he probably received while traveling, and was looking to probably have that repaired, as he was a person who enjoyed traveling, and one of his top hobbies was hiking and rock climbing. And while I'm not sure how he received his injuries, the fact that injuries weren't probably covered or fully repaired, which impaired this young man's life, probably led to him feeling trapped in his own body. The reason why he had to walk is because he can't run. He literally probably has mobility issues, and it explains why he had a bike set up down the corner, why he walked away, why he used Central Park where there's not as much and many cameras, why every piece of equipment he used was for mobility purposes. I strongly believe this is a person who probably wants and kind of walks with a limp. When you see some of the other videos registered around him, it's quite fascinating to see how this is probably the simplest answer. And while I don't have any proof that this is the person that did it, if this came down to being it, it could simply be as simple as this man didn't like that he wasn't fully treated for injuries he received, and it hindered his life and made it harder for him to live the life he wanted to live. And as a person who's an athlete, I completely love what I'm able to physically do, and my physicality and my ability to mobilize, my dexterity, and all of the things that I'm able to have appreciation for. But to know that be taken away from me is crazy. We move a little bit back into his life as we learn about his GitHub account, which was created back in Pennsylvania of May 2020. A GitHub account appears to show Luigi, and his Instagram account, a game development company, Uproar Studios, indicates that he is a co-founder there. Uproar didn't immediately respond for information. Well, and this is another thing. He's very much so has a digital footprint. This takes away credence from it. If he isn't the suspect, I have reason to believe. I would have reason to believe that, this isn't something that he would that he did likely. Like his reasoning for doing this, with all of the ways that he could be tracked and the fact that he left evidence behind, almost says that he wanted to be caught. Some people suspect that the amount of monopoly money found was relevant to the reason for the attack, I would be the amount of money he was denied. Absolutely, I could see that too. They found his manifesto. It's all likelihood signs are pointing to him. A search of Luigi's online footprints paints a picture of a typical 20-something, including the accounts for Pinterest, Skype, Instagram. Like, he had everything, but also the X-ray that shows a following major injury to his spinal cord that elicits a reference to the healthcare online accounts and his histories. Luigi was a valedictorian for his private school in Baltimore area and appears to be been an avid gamer. Oh, man, this is going to be a tough one, but we'll look into it. The GitHub page believed to belong to Luigi. He shared a code repository and focused on machine learning and human-computer interactions. Among these is a project titled Meccanoid-Imitate, which apparently is used by Arduino, and an open source and easy to use electronic platform programmable Mexico robot. That repository last updated years ago, including animated GIF showing everything. So let's just go ahead and take a look at his GitHub repository. We got all the basic essentials of who he is. This is the person that they inquired. It has his full name right there, and I went down to 2019, which was his most active year, 2020 being the last year. I think 2021 he had something. Yeah, 2021 May. So another telltale sign. If you're a programmer, don't stop programming, because if you stop programming, you might go out there and become a revolutionary. Some of y'all are dog water at coding, so maybe some of y'all could do this, but for the vast majority of you, let's not. Let's not. So 2021, I think, was his last map. 2022, 2023. So, and he has two main repositories. It's surprising. Should I star this? I'm going to star this. I'm going to star them both. And it's kind of crazy because it looks, okay, it looks like no one is caught on to the fact that he has again, like, not enough people know he has a repository. I'm going to start. Would it be fucked up if I followed him? I'm gonna follow him. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? Hit me with the follow back, bro. If you make it out of this, hit me with a follow back, bro. But we'll look at both of them, and I want to see what his code looks like. So he has a Juniper notebooks, and he has a C hashtag. He codes in C hashtag, so that must be the game. Let's look at the first one. How do I star this? Okay, here. There we go. Put some stars on this board. Oh, shit. Okay, so what does this do? Oh, he has a nice README. Good for him. He does good work with his README. That's nice. He's got animations. Okay, his front page isn't as good as mine, but his README files are pretty good. And he's thorough. Probably used a bot to write this. All right, so what's the results? The discussion. This must have been like a homework assignment of some sort. For each of the 500 games played by 4 bots, we recorded a total highlight, a deposited average highlight per map cells. Okay, so like he's doing an automation using AI bots for computer programming. So this was like him using an AI bot to test out 4 different bots about them. High collated 300 turns versus the average cell highlight of 500. So, okay. So he's basically testing like AI algorithms to see how they work. He used Python, other, and Java for this. Nice. Benchmarks. All of this was updated 6 to 4 years ago. In this paper, we apply machine learning to create a bot for Highlight 3 annual AI competition. Okay, so this was for a competition. We developed one classifier using support vector machine with so man, 4 years ago, he was using AI. And this is just to show you guys that AI is a gimmick, because 6 to 4 years ago, people were already figuring out Python is AI. It's just a bunch of series of if statements. This is nice though. Let's check out his next joint. Oh wait, I want to see what his Python code looks like. Go back. Can we see what some of his Python looks like? Oh man, you don't write no notes. Oh, you got a few nodes. So it looks like importing few things. Num hits. Oh, so he's like working from within. It's almost like a stream, sort of like with the perfect lurker. He's importing other files to use them. Output. Dev initiate self waits is not reply. Print process game status, and that will help print the results or kick out a immediate fail. Other ships drop the ships, and then you store the object's direction. Okay. Oh, and he did this without is this without a class? No, he has it in class. Okay. So he's a class fellow. He has clean code. Absolutely. Cleaner than mine. And it's easy to follow. So like this is pretty much building out the model, like the base, the foundation of what the game will run on. This is not bad at all by no stretch of the imagination. Let's look at the second one. He has a bunch of stuff in his, oh wait, he has a bunch of repositories. Oh, I'm guessing like a bunch of stuff he probably tutorial. So in 2015, he started his coding journey. The Hello World, stock bot, stock trading. So he's a finance bro. Oh shit. The writings were on the wall. He had a Swift phase. Okay, that's nice. Turning machine simulator. A basic turning machine simulator in Java that can be used to compute strings. Nice. His first Python deep learning basics. He went heavy. 2019 immediately into like deep learning and model generation. Okay. Okay. And let's see this one that 4 years ago, no description. He only had 2 commits for this, and so this was an early project he never finished. Only 2 commits. Let's look at the other one. A guide imitating humanoid motions in real time using Adro's Xbox Connect and the Meccanoid robot. Oh, so he built a robot that using the Connect and like the visualization app to then imitate movement. That's actually badass. The boy had a future. He didn't have to be a rebel. He didn't have to be a rebel, but God bless him. My goodness. Even to get the robot to emulate movement like that is impressive. That's the robot you're building? We have an expert even complimenting. And he did this 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Last update was 4. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we might have lost a good one. Let me star this. I'm number 40. 41. That number was 39. Someone else is in here. Someone else is in here. Oh, man. Oh, my. Interesting. Well, okay. Enough glazing a suspected assassin, but there's a lot to understand here. There's a lot to dive until we can get confirmation that he was the one that did this. Obviously, he's innocent until proven guilty. But this guy clearly has a skill set and had a knack for it. And it just sucks that it's kind of the thing that's really like, if his injury happened when it's set based on the records, if his injury happened in 2015, it makes absolute sense why a person like him, who probably was losing mobility of his body, would want to build a robot to replace the movement of his body. Share the GitHub, no problem. I don't want to say he's like, this is something to empathize with, but Occam's razor dictates that maybe there was a straightforward answer to this, and a person who was a young person who was losing the ability to manage his body, wanting to have that ability to do it, getting into robotics, getting into AI, teaching AI bots how to pick directions on a map because he enjoyed hiking, and also because he was building video games that had to do with mobility. And to see that he's probably being denied treatment that he probably could have used to just be treated. It's hard to frown at a dude just doing what he thought he could only do. But looking at the video, obviously I can't play that here, but looking at the video and looking at the way he moves, it's clear that he had mobility issues of some sort, but that's neither here or there. Clearly was a world-class talent, but it's just something to be said that, for what it's worth, if you're programming out there, don't give up, because I don't want you to become an assassin. Agent 47, clap it. Does him being a programmer, gamer, developer make a difference? No, but it is just something to put a little bit of a pin in to kind of better understand and see what might have led to this. Let me know what you think. Does this play a role in to make you feel any different about the situation? Do you think he was the one that did it? Like, share, subscribe. See you guys on the other side.